Brenda Cullen of Oli used to think that murder was something that happened only in the movies or to people she didn't know. That all changed when her friend and co-worker Gary Miller was killed under mysterious circumstances in August 1999. The case remains one of many unsolved murders in Berks County. Because those deaths ruin so many other lives and tear the fabric of community, Brenda Cullen is determined to do something about it. Here's her story.
Gary I met at the Acme. I worked with Gary for about 10 years. He was the night manager. He was also everyone's friend, everyone's confidant. Some people came back in the store after Gary was killed to pay us back like $3.20 or $4.50 because Gary had loaned them money till their next Social Security check came in. August 5th was like any other day to me when I came into work. And then Gary comes up to me and says, I need a new haircut, I need a new life, I need to be a new person. It was just totally unlike him. As the evening went on, I heard him on a phone call where he said, yeah, I'll meet you then, and slammed down the phone. The deli clerk, when she was punching out at 10 o'clock, heard Gary arguing on the phone. The night crew, they said they never saw Gary so angry and agitated. I was one of the last people to see Gary before he was killed. When the Acme store closed, we went to the stadium diner to have breakfast. I never asked him who was on the phone. I never asked him. And that haunts me. Would I be able to know who ended up luring him to the adult bookstore? I blame myself for that for a long time. Like, why didn't I ask him? 12 years later, I can still hear the tone in his voice when he said, I'll meet you then, slammed down the phone. None of us had any reason to know that he was in some form of trouble. Gary said a lot of things to a lot of different people. He told his family that he thought he was being followed. He told another friend he was being blackmailed. And as for the lead investigator making that remark about he may have led a double life, none of us could ever understand where that came from. So if he led a double life, none of us knew. It was very hurtful. And I think they do that to a lot of victims. Well, if they weren't out at this time of night, or if they didn't go here or there, maybe this wouldn't have happened. But there's always two sides to a story, and Gary isn't here to tell his side. Gary's death flipped my life upside down. I had so much hurt inside of me, and at the same time I was angry. I was watching my friend's family go through this horrible, horrible murder. Some days Gary's mother would call me, and it was hard for her to even breathe, as so many other families are going through the same sort of anger, same anguish. They don't sleep at night, they can't eat. Many of them can't hold jobs down. I don't know, are you supposed to just act like nothing's happened? As your family goes on, you get older, you have weddings and funerals and births in your family. There's always that piece, that family member that's not there. These families' lives are changed forever. And I just felt like I had to be a voice for all these victims. Gary, seems like he led me to this nightmare, I call it. And I feel like I maybe can bring some good to it by maybe changing some laws to protect crime victims. And somehow, if there's any way we can raise awareness to violence and get people to come forward to stop this cycle. There's people out there that know about all of the murders. But there's this high and mighty thing called don't snitch. You know, you don't turn anybody in. I mean, how do you actually close your eyes at night and go to sleep knowing that a certain person committed this violent act against someone? Well, if it happened to someone they loved, they'd probably feel a lot different. Until it happens to you, or someone you care about, you just think, like I used to, that this kind of thing can't happen.
Do you imagine that Gary Miller's case will ever be solved?
Yeah, I still think it'll be solved. Someone knows, someone has the truth. And I just think they haven't been brave enough yet to come forward.